pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome into Pam Evans Smith Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University for Ohio High School Athletic Association Championship Volleyball. Boys volleyball it is, and this is the fourth and final semifinal matchup of the day, Division II, featuring Macedonia, Nordonia's Knights, and the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets with Jackie Klein. I'm Chris Solwecki. So glad to have you along. And Jackie, Nordonia, this is a team that's kind of new to this whole process. They're adding sports and whatnot. So we're grateful to have them here. They're excited to be here for sure. But this Mount Vernon team is very intriguing to me because they're a team that had to beat St. Charles, had to beat Bishop Watterson, some of the mammoths of boys volleyball in Central Ohio, and had to get a victory out of those.
And not only beat those teams in the postseason, but they chose to play a lot of teams at that caliber in their regular season too. And so they have definitely put a schedule in front of this team that has prepared them to be in the postseason.
Macedonia Nordonia was the number one seed in their bracket. They sped through it, knocking off Cleveland St. Martin de Portis, and then Cleveland Rhodes, and then Chardon, and then finally Burton Berkshire. So they won 4 in a row in the playoffs to get where they are today. As far as Mount Vernon is concerned, they, where'd they go? There they are. There they are. Mount Vernon, they beat Bishop Watterson. They beat Chillicothe Unioto, or Chillicothe, I should say. And they beat Columbus Tree of Life Christian before getting to this place today after knocking off St. Charles in 3 sets. And that's another thing that's pretty impressive, is beating St. Charles in 3 sets. They're no slouch.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking a lot about the players today. Specifically for the Knights, we're looking at EJ Zapata. He is number 8. He's going to be an outside hitter. He's a senior and 5'11". He's going to be delivered quite a few balls today and is going to be important both in the offense but also in serve reception. Now for the Yellow Jackets, Hunter Thompson, number 24, is also an outside hitter, senior, but 6'3". So we're going to see a height difference there. He received first team regional award, and he leads the team in kills with 283, averaging 3.3 per set. But comparing the stats between these teams, EJ Zapata has quite a few more kills for the year, and the team in general are pretty easy, or even. Mount Vernon is coming into this with 959 kills and Nordonia with 918. But you have to remember that their schedules in the regular season were very different. Mount Vernon took on some very competitive teams where the teams that Nordonia took on may have been a little bit easier to play.
Well, and EJ Zapata has more than half of the total kills for Nordonia, so you know he's maybe not a one-trick pony, but the offense definitely runs through that young man.
Right, so that's going to be something that the defense for Mount Vernon most likely have talked about in the game plan, is to commit on him, especially on a great pass.
One note, injury note, if you will, Jace Daubenmeyer, number 3, he's a 5'6" setter. He's a sophomore. He is out for this match. He's dressed, but he's wearing a sling around his shoulder, so we don't want to guess as to what's wrong with him, but it doesn't look like he's going to get any playing time tonight, and yet he is part of this team and has gotten them here, and so he deserves to have his name mentioned at least once before the game is over tonight.
Yeah, and we did see their coach jumping in warm-up and setting balls to the hitters, so he did fill a role for that team here this season.
Let's introduce you to the officials for tonight's matchup. First referee up on the ladder is Matt Mossbrugger. The second referee down on the floor, Mike Herseg. The line judge, Troy Denefield, and the other line judge, Robert Fenn. The scorer is Mike Chandler. The assistant scorer is Debbie Keller. We pause for the playing of our national anthem. our national anthem. And let us introduce you to the starting lineups for each team, beginning with Nordonia. Nordonia's starting lineup looks like this. Number 1, Jonathan Baton. Number 4, Braden Decker. Number 8, EJ Zapata. We talked about him at the outset. Number 9, Zach Fernandez. Number 10, Connor Roberts. Number 21, Alex Leese. And number 28, Cameron Alcuar. The head coach for Nordonia is Rob Fernandez. Now let's take a look at Mount Vernon. Their starting lineup is number 1, Isaiah Campbell. Number 2, Evan Komatow. Number 9, Bryson Armstrong. Number 11, Ethan Franz. Number 12, Zach Black. Number 18, Cooper Swanson. Number 24, Hunter Thompson. And the head coach of the Yellow Jackets is Chad Sivright. 16-10 on the regular season were the Yellow Jackets of Mount Vernon. 20-6 was Nordonia, but Nordonia had an interesting challenge, Jack, in that they don't have volleyball in their league, and so they had to go outside of the league to find teams to play. Some of those teams may have been a little tougher, but a lot of those teams probably were just kind of filling space on the roster, and you have to do your best to play against yourself in those moments.
Yeah, this is only their 3rd year of having boys volleyball in high school, so putting that together, figuring out a rhythm. Usually when you get a schedule together, you tend to repeat it year to year, but my guess is they'll continue to morph their schedule into what's best for them, especially after getting here to the state tournament. They're going to know what they need to do better each year to prepare to get here every time.
The two teams are on the floor. If you're listening, we'll tell you that Mount Vernon is wearing orange jerseys with kind of a beehive pattern to it, and they also have a little yellow jacket there on their uniform. They have black numbers outlined in white. They are serving. First serve is received in the back by the libero. Back row hit, and it does not clear. Blocked for against Nordonia, and the point goes to the Yellow Jackets. For the Knights, they're wearing green jerseys and white jerseys. They're green at the top, white at the bottom, green on the back. This spells Knights on the back with white letters, white numbers also. There's a quick toss across. Back set. Nordonia into the block. And right there, Bryson Armstrong, number 9, doing work at the net.
Bryson also received first team regional award. He has the highest hitting percentage on the team with .317 going into this tournament.
Isaiah Campbell, the man at the service line. Set, Campbell, quick one, up and down. And once again, Bryson Armstrong.
Isaiah Campbell, the setter for the Yellow Jackets, delivering that ball to Bryson Armstrong, the middle blocker. He's establishing that middle early, and that is important both in the girls and the guys game.
That serve by Campbell goes a little bit long, so it's a side out to Nordonia. They trail 3-0. And straight to the serving line goes number 4, Braden Decker. Good job keeping it alive by Campbell. Free ball across. Here comes Nordonia on the attack. Up strong, out of bounds, no touch. And the point goes to the Yellow Jackets.
Number 8, EJ Zapata. He's shorter, 5'11". You know, that's not too short, but in this gym it is. And he's able to elevate really well. You can see him. His timing is great, slow to fast. He likes that tight set, which we just saw right there, and that gives him options to hit line or cross. That
is a great swing by Zapata.
The libero will serve number 28, Cameron
Aquilar to serve, and he serves too long. So Cameron Aquilar is the libero, and that one he's a 5'9" junior, went too far. 4-2 is our score. Serving is Joey Ferguson for Mount Vernon. The scoreboard has a mind of its own. It says it's 12-2, so.
I'm trying to figure it out here.
We'll do our best here. That's an ace off the arm of Joey Ferguson. Nice serve. 5-2, Mount Vernon with the advantage. Ferguson with a good toss. Just clears the net and down. Actually doesn't clear the net, hits the net and falls down on the side of the Yellow Jackets. Goes back to Nordonia. Mount Vernon 6, Nordonia 2. And it'll be number 1, Jonathan Baton, to the serving line for the Knights. Reception in the back row. Quick one to the backside. Big swing. Dug up nicely by Baton. Back row swing. No, it's going to be a free ball across. Outside. Big swing. Hunter Thompson.
Hunter Thompson, that's who we said we needed to keep our eyes on. But even more important is number 1, Isaiah Campbell, the setter, delivering a really great ball in a great location. If those two can have that relationship the rest of this day, it's going to be really fun to watch them.
Sopata comes up from the left side, and he gets blocked. Turned away by the front line, including Hunter Thompson. 8-3, Mount Vernon with the advantage. Cooper Swanson serving for the Yellow Jackets, and he serves right into the net.
There's a lot of butterflies in the belly going on when you come into a state tournament. You know, it's a lot of pressure, but it usually takes you about a set to settle in, and so we will see probably some more service errors here in the beginning, and they'll settle in and dial that into less errors as we move on into the match.
Set to the backside, and nothing to be done there. It's a tough first ball. The second ball was set really close to the net. And the Yellow Jackets get the point. They lead it 9-4. Hunter Thompson at the serving line for Mount Vernon. High toss, big swing. Received in the back. It's off the scoreboard, and it falls back on Nordonia's side. 10-4, service ace from Hunter Thompson. Thompson, we don't have, yeah we do, 6'4". We don't have sizes for the Nordonia team, but we do for the Yellow Jackets. Service error against Thompson. The ball comes back over to Nordonia. Connor Roberts, number 10, to serve. Roberts, middle hitter, senior. His team trails 10-5, and he serves it into the net. Unforced errors, of course, as you mentioned, early butterflies for both of these teams probably. Neither team was here a year ago. I don't think either team has been here since the OHSAA took this over 3 years ago. Skip forward and a good serve by Komatau. There's a swing, goes down. Komatau gets an arm on it, but nothing more. And the point goes to Nordonia, as does the side out. Zach Fernandez to the serving line for Nordonia's Knights. We've got a quick conversation between the floor official and the official scorers on the far side.
The scoreboards are all reading something different. We have a scoreboard on the walls, and then we have a scoreboard that talks to the refs, and they were different. They had to match those up.
That serve goes too long. They all now say 12-6 Mount Vernon, so we're going to assume that that's correct for now. Back to the serving line is Isaiah Campbell for his second opportunity. Set back row. Zapata, they keep it alive momentarily. Great hustle, but can't make the third play. Give a lot of credit to Evan Komatau, who came diving through to try to save that ball, unable to do so.
EJ Zapata on the Knights side is attacking the ball both from the front row and the back row, so we're going to see him get those back row attack opportunities. He did that from the left back, but also from the middle back when he was positioned there.
It's a good swing by number 9, Bryson Armstrong. He just sent it a little bit long toward the back row, so the point goes to Nordonia. They trail now by 4, 12-8. Big swing, cross court, good dig. Zapata pushes it over on 2, and it goes off the hands of Bryson Armstrong and falls to the ground. So Nordonia with a little bit of momentum here now. They've cut the deficit to 3, 12-9. And that one is out. It hits the official on the foot, and the official is not in play. So that serve went just a little bit too long. Into the serving line now, number 12, Zach Black. Not Jack Black, Zach Black. Good dig, trying to keep it alive. They do, but that one goes outside the antenna. So that'll be a point for Mount Vernon.
So not only do we measure in and out with lines on the floor, but we measure it with an antenna that goes up along the side of the nets that's in conjunction with those lines on the floor. If the ball travels outside of that antenna or over the antenna, it's considered out of bounds. If it touches it, it's also considered out of bounds.
Zapata hits that one into the net. And a little bit of a run here for Zach Black. He scored 2 in a row, looking to score 3 in a row, but he's not going to be allowed to do that until after the timeout called by the Nordonia Knights. Mount Vernon 15, Nordonia 9. And so now, by now, the Butterflies have subsided, or at least have gotten to a place where you can navigate them, you can manage them. So talk to me about what you've seen from both of these teams.
So the Knights have set EJ Zapata 7 balls. He's gotten 3 kills, but he's had 4 errors, so he's hitting negative right now. And the entire team has only received 11 attempts. So a lot of balls are going his way. We talked about that as probably being the expectation based on the statistics we saw. But they really should spread the offense out a little bit more so that it's a little bit harder to judge which way the ball's going to go. Now, there's definitely more height coming from Mount Vernon. So the blocking situation is going to be more apparent coming up from the Yellow Jackets. They're going to be pressing over, they're going to be creating a threat, but it's really important as blockers that you're taking up space and not really worrying about trying to touch the volleyball or reach over to touch the volleyball, because that's when you create weird situations for the defenders behind you. You want to make sure that they are able to line up to dig that ball.
Good serve, middle back. Right to the net, hit off the touch. Campbell, quick one. We've got a whistle and a net violation against the Yellow Jackets. I believe that was number 18, Cooper Swanson.
I do like how both setters in that play set the middle. They need to continue to keep that fast offense going so that it'll open up their pins for kills just like that.
Hunter Thompson goes up and hits it hard from the far pin, 16-10. Mount Vernon has the lead. You talked about weird things. I want you to give us that quote again you gave me last game. There's good, there's bad, and there's...
Weird.
Yeah.
Yep. So in volleyball, there's good, bad, and weird happens 80% of the time. So as a volleyball player, you need to be able to adapt and be on guard for the weird and just move on.
Set to the near side. Zapata goes up, and that time, nothing weird about that block. Right on it was Cooper Swanson.
Cooper Swanson, he's 6'3", sophomore, has the height, has the arm wingspan that helps in blocking. Even there, he could have pressed over even more. So that's telling you that, he's got a lot of ability at the front row.
Second ball by Campbell. He hustled toward it. Thompson. There's one that goes off the scoreboard, but then the third ball by Zapata. Back set, dinked across. Good hustle by Aquilar. Little rally here. Campbell outside. Hunter Thompson off the touch.
That's a great play. They ended up going to Hunter quite a few times in that rally, but that's okay because he's able to handle it. He had a weird set come at him, and he still was able to take a hard swing, and that's something that's worked on over and over again in practice.
That first ball hit the scoreboard and came down at a hard angle, and Nordonia wasn't ready for it. So Mount Vernon now has a commanding 19-10 lead with Joey Ferguson continuing to serve for the Yellow Jackets. The toss, the swing. Received middle back. Back set. They get it over the block. Campbell, back row, they're just going to send it across. Set to the near side. Zapata goes up strong, he hits it. And after a couple of touches, the ball hits the floor, so side out for the Knights on the Zapata swing. It's 19-11, Nordonia is down. And heading up to serve for the Knights is number 1, Jonathan Bayton. Bayton skips forward, hits the jumper, received in the back by Thompson. Quick one in the middle. And that one is a little too low for Ethan Franz.
And that was a setting error, and Isaiah Campbell knew that. He took ownership of it and explained that he just didn't get it high enough. When you have a middle attacker that's jumping really high, sometimes it's hard to gauge where they really are, and so it does take a little bit of time to connect.
That one's off the scoreboard, but Mount Vernon able to play it and send it over on a free ball. Zapata goes up big, but it's going to be blocked. Zapata with another opportunity. Goes up off net, sends it down a little low. Good pancake. Trying to keep it alive, and that's a down into Hunter Thompson. What a swing. I believe that's number 9 over there. Zach Fernandez with the kill.
Hunter Thompson dropped his arms purposely because he didn't want to get tooled, but unfortunately got him right in the eyeball. But he was trying to make sure he didn't get tooled on the way out.
Lots of credit should go to the libero, number 2, Evan Komatow. He made a great play to pancake it and keep it alive before the point ultimately went to Nordonia. Serve middle back. It's going to be a free ball across. Aquilar. Campbell set to the outside. Thompson into the block and out of bounds. Good swing. The block was there as Connor Roberts was the man on the scene, but he blocked it out of bounds. So Cooper Swanson, his second serve off the tape, and that's an ace.
Mount Vernon doing a great job of being consistent on the service line. They're taking care of business, making very few errors from there, focusing on just getting the ball inbounds and creating a little bit of stress by serving seams.
Swanson, a 6'3" sophomore. There's one off the touch. Good swing by E.J. Zapata, who continues to get fed like a hungry lion. 5 kills, 5 errors on 14 attacks now.
Struggling to get a rhythm, though. I think 5 kills, 5 errors. He needs to clean that up a little bit. Maybe hit some more shots. Hit that down the line roll shot or tip a few just to get himself consistent.
Great set by Campbell, who flexes as Hunter Thompson goes up and hammers one home.
That was a great set. Very out of system against the flow, delivering that ball out to Hunter, who he can hit anything based on what we've seen so far.
It's a good serve. Aquilar keeps it in play. Third ball, and they missed the scoreboard somehow, and it does clear. Outside, pushed across, down the line, out of bounds. No good. Good effort by number 12, Zach Black, but he couldn't keep it between the lines. 23-15, Mount Vernon on top, with number 10, Connor Roberts, going to the serving line. Now, Alex Lashish comes in for the Knights, and the serve by Connor Roberts goes out of bounds. So now it is set point. Mount Vernon 24, Nordonia 15. Evan Komatow serving for set point for the Yellow Jackets. He serves middle back. Zapata comes up with it. That one's off the touch and down. Braden Decker gets the point.